So we are going to find the slope of a line containing these 2 points. So this is x and y, and this is x and y. We wrote down this point first and this point second. And then the slope is going to tell us how the line moves to get from one point to the other. So I am going to do a fraction bar with subtraction on top and bottom. And then I'm going to fill this in, and we are going to simplify. So what is y sub 2? Y sub 2 is 9. What is y sub 1? Y sub 1 is 4. What is x sub 2? X sub 2 is 7. What is x sub 1? X sub 1 is 5. So I end up with grouping symbols, order of operations. I can do the numerator first. So 9 minus 4 is 5. Over 7 minus 5 is 2. So my slope is 5/2. Our next example, we're going to do 2 different ways. One is going to be using the point slope form, which will give us y equals mx plus b, or we can go ahead and do slope-intercept form, which is what this is called, slope-intercept form. So we're going to do it both ways. So notice that this time we have our slope. Our slope is labeled as m, and then we also have a point. So this is x and y, and it's one point that is out of an infinite number of points. So in this point slope form, we're going to leave this y as a y, and we're going to leave this x as an x, but we're going to fill in y1, m, and x1. So that gives me y minus, well, what's y sub 1? It is 6, equals m, which we're given as -2, times x minus -3, which is our x sub 1. So when we clean this up, do parentheses first. So my parentheses will become x plus 3. And now we're going to distribute that -2 through. So again, I can't do anything on the left, so work on the right. So this is going to be y minus 6 equals -2x minus 6. And now I'm going to get y by itself. So that means I'm going to add 6 to both sides, which gives me a final answer of y equals -2x. Now, I could just as easily fill this one in. So I've got an x, a y, and an m, which means I can find the y-intercept. So my x is 6, my m is -2, my x is -3, and I'm going to add that to b. So the left side is as simple as possible. The right side is a -2 times a -3 is 6. I'm going to get b by itself, and I'm going to find out that my y-intercept is 0. So now I can fill in the rest of this. So I'm going to leave y and x as variables because there's an infinite number of x, y values on a line. And I'm going to fill in my slope, which is -2. And then I'm going to say what my b value is, and I'm too lazy to write the +0, so we're just going to leave it as a y equals -2x. I would like to find the equation of this line. So the first thing that I notice is when I read it from left to right, the line is moving downwards, so I know my slope will be negative. And I need to fill in the following information. I need to know what the slope is, and I need to know what the y-intercept is. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So I know that that's going to be at +2. So b is going to be +2. The next thing I need to know is I need to identify 2 points that are easily crossing grid marks. So these 2 points are already identified, and I need to find out how to move from one to the other. So I'm going to find out if I should move up or down, and then right. So from here to get to this one, I need to move down 2 units and then right 2 units. So I went down 2, which is -2, and then I went right 2. Well, that reduces to -1. So my m is negative 1. So my final answer is y equals a negative 1x plus 2. And that's the equation of this line. For our final example, we have y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. And I need to plot some points. So I'm going to personally find at least 3 points. And I want to be a lazy math person, so I'm going to find x values that are divisible by 3. X values that are divisible by 3, that'll keep me out of fraction land. So I'm going to use an x value of 0, an x value of 3, and an x value of 6. Okay, so all 3 of these are divisible by 3. So I would like to find y equals negative 2/3 times 0 plus 2. So substitute this in. 0 times negative 2/3 is 0, plus 2 is 2. So if x is 0, my y is 2. So I have the first point that I can use. Now I'm going to use a 3. So y equals negative 2/3 times 3 plus 2. So this is a 3 over a 1. So any number divided by itself is 1. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Plus 2 is 0. So if I evaluate at 3, I get a 0. So now I have another point. So let's do 6. I've got y equals negative 2/3 times 6 plus 2. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Times negative 2 is negative 4. Or you could say negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Divided by 3 is negative 4. Plus 2 is negative 2. So my third point on this line, out of an infinite number of points, is 6, negative 2. So when I plot this, I have a point at 0, 2. So 0, 2. I have a point at 3, 0. So 3, 0. And I have a point at 6, negative 2. So 6, negative 2. And you'll notice you only need 2 points to make a line. But when I graph this, that third point just makes me verifies that I'm on the right track because it's not sticking out somewhere. So that's the picture of y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2.